first family, black family of the community. Black mother, black woman, queen. Yes, yes. Like Sister Lima said, it starts at home. We are the first nurturers. We are the first healers. When our children are born, we suckle them. The first person they see when their eyes open is their mother. And I would not be here today if I didn't have a strong husband, a strong black man. Another thing we have to do as women of our community, we have to stop going out and dogging our men.
Thank you.
Okay?
Tell the truth.
If we have a problem at home with our significant others, let it be at home. Don't even let it be in front of the children. Because one of the greatest things I grew up with was never seeing my grandparents argue. I knew they had arguments because I listened in. Okay? But they never showed a divided front when you step into the community. United we stand, divided we fall. So if we as women, we are mothers, sisters, aunts, cousins, nieces. If they hear us go out here and we say, oh, he ain't no good. Oh, I just can't stand him. I can't stand your daddy. That is no way to talk to a child. Because at the end of the day, it was both of you that made that child. That child loves you both. Don't let them choose. Because now there's problems. And sometimes they don't want to talk to you. And I'm speaking as a mother who has a husband who helped me raise a child that ain't even his. Most people in this community don't even know that. Because when we're together as a family. And when you are a family, you have to act like a family. You don't go out. Everything, don't get me wrong, you can talk to your community about things. But there are certain things, like I said, we do not bring out in public. If we have community issues, we need to bring it to each other. Help each other out. That's what family is. We call each other in a time of need, in a time of want, if we just want someone to talk to. I have Sister Patricia. If I don't feel like I want to talk to my husband, because he's a man, and there's some things that men just don't understand. And we need a sister.
Sister, tell the truth.
And that's just what it is. And likewise, there's some things that us sisters do not understand. And we have to give our brothers and our men the space and opportunity to go out there and talk to another brother or to an uncle or someone they look up to. And we have to remember that just like the brother said earlier when he said that he followed his son out some days and he doesn't know.
Yes.
We have to remember that when our black men step, the first thing when they wake up in the morning, okay, they have the burden of just being black. Then they have the second burden of they might not get that job because they're black. They have the education, they have the experience. When we ladies will get the job, our brothers won't. Because it's all about breaking up our families. But sometimes our sisters need to shut our mouth and step behind our brothers and let them know, hey, I know you had a bad day today. I got some dinner down there waiting for you. And that's what you do. Because that is what we women are. We are nurturers. We take care of our men, we take care of our children, we take care of our community, we take care of our sisters, we take care of our brothers, we take care of our mothers. And like they said, I'm telling you, I'm a nurse, and it irks me when I step into a nursing home and I see our elderly. I have to fight tears back because I can't let them people see me cry. Okay? But let me tell you, the same way they give that extra love to their people, I give that same extra love to mine. Okay? Because that's mine. They don't belong to nobody, they're mine. And when I went to school to be a nurse, I went to take care of my people. And until we start teaching our children that they're once a man and twice a child, and that if we're not taking care of our elderly, they're not going to take care of the elderly. So like she says, it starts at home. And we have to teach them. Because it don't matter what we say. You can say, oh, do what I say. No, honey, they do what we do.
Tell the truth. Ashay. But did you see the fist bump? Yes.
I'm probably not going to leave this. Hotep. Shalom.
Shalom.
Alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Lafiati Faye.
Yeah.
So, I'm an MC. I'm an MC. I can hold this. You know what I mean? Okay. So I've heard a couple different things today. I've been trying to figure out all week what I was going to talk about. And it sort of morphed as I'm listening to each different speaker, right? I'm like, okay, I got it. And the next speaker is speaking, and they'll be like, oh man, I should talk about something like that, right? But the crux of all of this is, the reality of it is, everybody sitting out there right now know most of the stuff that we're talking about here. Is this true?
Yes.
So what we have to do is try and figure out how to weaponize what we already know. So when we talk about the state of the black family, you know what I'm saying, individual families seem like we're doing all right. It's okie doke. As a community, as a black family as a whole, not so much. Right? When we talk about the advancements that we've made in the school system and things like that, those are awesome and deserve more support from us. But there also needs to be some sort of discussion about us starting our own. When the sister talked about going into the nursing home and seeing our people getting mistreated, when we talk about going into the schools and hear about our people getting miseducated, where is the discussion about us having our own? If we're not discussing that, what is the end game? Right? I'm sorry, y'all ain't got to
teach, Blyden.
Listen, if we're not talking about our own, we are literally just talking. Brother Kadir just talked about how the protest ain't gonna get it. The discussion ain't gonna get it. The song ain't gonna get it. And despite your belief system, right? Praying ain't gonna get it. It don't matter which belief system you subscribe to, right? Along with prayer, there has to be a work, correct?
Right, that's right.
Faith without works is dead.
Facts. See that? God spoke through the mic. I didn't even know that. And listen, on that note, since we're here, I gotta let my spiritual family know something, right? Not everyone believes what you believe. We have to understand that spirituality and religion and all those things have also become a divisive tool in our community. We got brothers and sisters, cousins and mothers who won't talk to each other because different people believe different things. That's a disgrace, and you should be ashamed of yourself. If you can't look at your brother and sister and know that they got a different view than you and still say, get over here, let's build this, you are the problem.
Teach, Blyden!
Now I want, you know what I'm saying, in full disclosure, you know what I'm saying, I stand here as a Pan-African minister.
Ashay!
He has the degree, the license and everything, okay? I can marry folks and all that, so holla at me, okay? But it's non-denominational. There's no religious affiliation at all to my ministership. The word minister means to help.
That's right.
It's a derivative of administer, right? So me personally, standing here as an atheist, can tell you that I represent the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, the UNIA ACL, whose primary and foundational goal is to unify people that look like you, despite religious, political, or social differences.
Thank you.
We got historical evidence. How many of y'all know who Marcus Garvey was? How many of y'all think it was respectable what he did? How many of y'all think, remember we was talking about the quarters and the nickels and keeping our ancestors' name alive?
Yeah.
What do you think he did? He unified people regardless of social, political, and especially religious differences.
Yeah.
We can prove all of that. We can prove the voodoo priest, the Muslim scholar, the Catholic, The very first Hebrew Israelites and the absolute first Rastafari were all under that one roof in Liberty Hall. Unification is a must. You see the ships that we had. You see the money that they had over $1 million back in those days. How do you think they did it? Them same quarters Brother Sam pulled out. You see what I mean? It's about us discussing us building for us, for the purpose of us. Now, one other thing, again, I'm telling you, I'm sitting up here from an atheistic worldview, right? Now, what is the motto of the UNIACL? One God.
One aim.
One aim.
One destiny.
One destiny.
A shake.
So if we can stand here and say one God, one aim, one destiny, what do that mean? If we say, the first thing that Brother Sam said when he opened up today was that the God spirit, whatever you may call that, is inside of everyone, correct? Yeah. It's not only inside of everyone, it's inside of everything. And when you start going back into African culture, you realize there's not a spiritual thing. We talking about physical things. We talking about attributes, right? Love is a thing. We don't need to actually have a different type of representation of it. We already know love is real, correct? Where Brother Mark? That's his thing. Where'd he go? Right? Hate is a thing. Just like in spirituality, you have a positive and a negative. In other aspects and other outlooks in life, you got the positive and negative. And it's all about works. So no matter what you say, just like you said, Black Lives Matter, that whole movement, whatever you want to believe about that, none of it matters. It don't matter what you're talking about if you're not talking about those works. And I can tell you like this, as we've been in a division for 3 years, we are here now going into our 4th year. We will continue to ask all of you to come join us when we decide to go knock on them doors. You see me? Q Boogie. You heard me? When we decide to go knock on them doors, and y'all see us walking up and down the street with the flag, and y'all see us cleaning up the neighborhood for free, because some of us ain't even working, and we ain't getting paid for doing that, you see me? Come through, right? We don't want to hear too many more songs and prayers and chants and protests at all. As a matter of fact, you probably won't see me at no more of them, okay? It is about that work. And as a matter of fact, just for clarity, you have seen me at some, and we were there protecting the people. We were there in the security capacity to make sure that our people was protected. So when the people decided they want to turn, but while we down there, we see that some of the folks that have organized these protests and these movements are actually working for the other side. So now, my problem with the black family as a whole, as I'm looking at us up right now, we got factions over here, factions over there, factions over there. There's something missing. The connection. We need to be able to share information between each different organization and make sure we all